Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Toronto of ChasingCinema.com. Thank you for tuning into our official YouTube page. Today I'm going to be talking about a movie many people probably aren't familiar with. It's actually from the 90s called Cube. This was a film from Vincenzo Natali, an independent filmmaker at the time with a very low budget. However, he would go on later to make some really impressive, bigger production films, such as Splice, and he would also work on the TV show Hannibal. Now, I stumbled upon Cube when I was a lot younger, and I think it was actually a friend that told me I was just starting to get into horror films to go check it out, and I think I rented it at the Hollywood Video that I would eventually go work at here in Vegas. And I guess at that age I wasn't too innate with the lower budget pictures. I was still pretty young, but I eventually visited when I started working at the Hollywood Video, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And though it is a very, very cheap, a movie that was made very cheaply, it's a very basic plot about a group of 7 people who get stuck in this huge cube. It's filled with cube-shaped rooms, and they basically have to kind of find a way to get out of there. And we never really figure out why they're there, who put them there, and I think that's what makes Cube such a really, really good film. The movie did spawn a bunch of sequels, a few sequels. I'm not sure how many off the top of my head, but none of them were as good as the first, so I never really bothered to pursue them. Now, what we're talking about it today for is the fact that Lionsgate has announced that they're going to be remaking this movie, only it will not be called Cube, it will be called Cubed. And what we have known is that pretty much every movie studio right now is trying their best to find something from the 80s or the 90s that has an audience and go on to remake or reboot it, depending on what you prefer. Now, the fact that this movie is getting remakes is quite interesting to me because it's not a big property. It's not a property that people are going to run to. However, there is a huge following for this film, especially like a cult following who really appreciate this movie, like myself, who really love the movie. And now, granted, I haven't revisited this movie in a very long time, which I'm glad this kind of came up because now I will. I'll make sure to do so. And the fact that it's being directed by an Iranian-American filmmaker who's very up-and-coming, named Saman Keish, who directed the short film called Controller that a lot of people have been talking about. I've not seen it yet, and I've not seen the man's work. But the fact that we're giving it to an independent filmmaker, someone who's up-and-coming, that makes me proud. The fact that he's done a short and he hasn't really made a huge film, I mean, that's pretty awesome. I think that's very exciting for him. This is a movie that I think could really benefit from a remake, just as far as effects-wise. I mean, the movie is a little bit dated when you watch it, but it still kind of holds this, that feeling. And I that's the thing I'm afraid they're going to lose, is that feeling of the really offbeat type tone throughout the film. Rather than just updating with CGI or making it like a mass audience movie. I hope they kind of stay away from that and just let it be as weird and different as it was in 1997. So I think there's a lot to look forward here. Let me know if you've ever seen The Cube, and if you have, tell me what you think about it and it being remade here in the comment section. Also, show your support by hitting that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well, just to each day I'm constantly giving movie updates, movie reviews, podcasts, casting details, all that fun stuff. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so each day you see that it's updated daily. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Toronto. You can find mine and Chasing Cinema's social media stuff all down here in the description box. Like, follow, Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff you can do. We're always posting stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Toronto. Thank you for tuning in, and please continue chasing cinema.